Feeling overwhelmed by the idea of starting a construction company in the UK? You're not alone. Many aspiring entrepreneurs feel the same way. But what if I told you that with the right guidance, you could transform that daunting task into a manageable step-by-step process? That's what I'm here to help you with. In this video, I'll guide you through the steps for starting your construction business as a limited company, giving you the confidence and knowledge you need to succeed. Whether you're eager to launch your own limited company or just exploring the idea, this video will help you get it right the first time. But if you want to make the process even smoother, save yourself some stress, and ensure everything is done correctly from the outset, I highly recommend checking out First Formations. They're the UK's leading company formation agent, trusted by over 1 million businesses since 2014. They can have your company registered in as little as 24 hours, and they offer essential services like business address options and compliance support. These professionals are the real deal when it comes to UK company formation, so you can rest easy knowing your business is in safe hands. You'll find the link to their website in the description below. This is an affiliate link, which means that if you use my link, I will earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. This helps me to support my channel. Thank you, and now let's dive into the details. Starting a construction company in the UK involves more than just knowing how to build. That's a good start, but have you considered the planning and market research required? You'll need hands-on experience and a clear niche, but are you prepared to manage costs and find clients too? The industry is always in demand, which is excellent news for you. But do you have a growth strategy for your business? Building a reliable team and maintaining a strong reputation are also crucial. Have you thought about the significant expenses like equipment and office space? And don't forget about health and safety regulations. You must be prepared to keep your workforce safe. Insurance, such as public liability and employer's liability, is also important to consider. Furthermore, are you planning to hire subcontractors? Then you'll most likely need to register with the construction industry scheme. You should also study how to manage tax deductions and returns. When you pay subcontractors, you will usually need to make deductions from their payments and pay the money to HMRC. Deductions count as advance payments towards the subcontractor's tax and national insurance bill. Whether you're considering being a sole trader or running a limited company, understanding all these legal obligations is vital. Ready to lay a solid foundation for your business? Let's get started with the key steps. Step number 1. Is a limited company right for you? Before you delve too deeply into the process, you need to ask yourself one crucial question. Is setting up a limited company the right move for your construction business? This decision will significantly impact how you manage your business, particularly when it comes to taxes and liability. A limited company structure is popular because it separates your personal finances from the business finances. And this means that if something goes wrong, your personal assets are protected. It's also great for building credibility and attracting investors because your company is seen as a separate legal entity. But that's not all. If you're planning to grow your business, this structure might make it easier to secure funding. You'll also find that being limited by shares gives you more flexibility regarding ownership and profits. Did you know also that you can keep any profits after paying taxes? That's a nice perk to have. However, with limited company, the legal responsibilities are greater and you'll need to stay on top of your paperwork and financial records. If you're still unsure, don't stress. There are government-backed schemes that can help you decide. So, have you had some time to think about it? If you've decided that a limited company is the best fit for you and your construction business, then let's move on to the next step. Step 2, picking the right name for your company. Choosing the right name for your construction company is more than just a creative exercise. It's a legal requirement. First, your name must end usually either with limited or Ltd. And don't rush with the name. This name will be the face of your business, so it's worth spending some time to get it right. You want a name that's memorable and represents the services you offer, but it should also meet legal standards. Did you know your name can't be the same as another registered company name? This is to avoid any confusion in the marketplace. You also need to ensure your name is not offensive or misleading. Sounds simple enough, right? If you're still stuck, the government provides a handy company name availability checker tool online to see if your chosen name is available. I've linked this tool to the description of this video if you want to check it out. Then, what happens if your name is too similar to another's company name? Companies House will get in touch with you and they will guide on what to do next. Here's also another tip. You can always trade under a different name than the registered one. This is known as business name. And this name gives you some flexibility if you want to use a catchier name for marketing purposes. So, what name will you choose for your new venture? Once you have decided, you're ready to move on to the next step. Step 3. Choosing directors and a company secretary. Now that you've got a name, it's time to think about who will run the company. You must appoint at least one director, and this person will carry a lot of responsibility. So, who should it be? The director will be legally responsible for the company's records, accounts, and overall performance. It is a big role, but it is essential to keep everything running smoothly. As a director, you'll need to follow the company's rules, which are outlined in something that is called Articles of Association. This sounds fancy, but it's just a set of guidelines that help you keep your business on track. You'll also need to keep accurate records and report any significant changes to Companies House. Have you thought about who might be the best fit for this role? The director will also need to file annual accounts and a company tax return, so organizational skills are a must. And don't forget about corporation tax. Yes, that's another responsibility that falls on to the director's shoulders. While you don't have to appoint a company secretary, that's something to consider. A company secretary can take care of some of the administrative tasks, making life a bit easier for the director. If you're unsure about any of this, it might be worth speaking to a professional advisor or a trade association for more guidance. Ready to take the plunge? Then let's move on to step number 4. Step 4. Deciding on shareholders or guarantors. Okay, let's talk more about ownership. When you set up a limited company, you'll need to decide who will own it. This is where shareholders or guarantors come into play. Most limited companies in the UK are limited by shares, which means that they are owned by shareholders. So, what does it mean for you? If you're the only shareholder, you will own 100% of the company. This is simple, right? But there's more to consider. You can have as many shareholders as you like, and they can be directors too. This flexibility can be useful as your business grows. But what about the value of the shares? The price of each share can be set at any value, and many choose a low value like £1 to limit the liability of the shareholders. This means that if the company runs into trouble, the shareholders' financial risk is minimized. Here's something else to think about. Shareholders might receive dividend payments if the company makes a profit, but remember, these payments are subject to tax, so it's something you'll need to manage carefully. Okay, are you starting to see how important these decisions are? The right structure can help you manage risk and grow your business more effectively. Take some time to think about what you want to involve in your company's ownership. Once you have made these decisions, you are ready to move on to step number 5. Step 5. Identifying people with significant control. Now, let's talk about something that might sound a bit technical. People with significant control, or PSCs for short. Don't let the jargon scare you. This step is all about transparency. A PSC is someone who has significant influence or control over your company. So, who could it be? Typically, a PSC is someone who owns more than 25% of the shares in the company. But it's not just about the shares. If someone controls more than 25% of the voting rights or has the right to appoint or remove the majority of the board of directors, they are also considered PSC. Then, why does it matter? Well, it's a legal requirement to identify and report these individuals to Companies House. This helps to ensure that the company is transparent about who really controls it. If your company has a more complex structures, things can get a bit tricky. In those cases, it's a good idea to read the full PSC guidance or seek professional advice to make sure you're getting it right. But for most companies, it's quite a straightforward process. Identifying PSCs early on can save you a lot of headaches later. Plus, it's one more step toward getting your company up and running smoothly. Once you've got this sorted, you're well on your way to starting your business. Step number 6, preparing the essential documents for running the company. We're getting closer to the finish line. Now it's time to prepare some essential documents that will lay the foundation for how your company operates. The first document you'll need is called a Memorandum of Association. It can sound complicated, but it's really just a legal statement signed by all the initial shareholders or guarantors of the company agreeing to form the company. If you're registering your company online, this document will be created automatically, so you don't need to worry about it at all. Easy, right? Once your company is registered, this document can't be changed, so make sure everything is correct before you proceed. The next document you'll need is the Articles of Association. This is a set of written rules that outline how your company will be run. These rules are agreed upon by the shareholders, directors, and company secretary, if you have one. Think of it as a rule book for your company. It covers everything from how decisions are made to how shares can be transferred. You can use the standard articles provided by the government, or you can draft your own if you have specific needs. Getting these documents right is crucial because they set the stage for how your company operates. They ensure that everyone involved knows their rights and responsibilities, which can prevent disputes down the line. So take your time with this step. Once these documents are in place, your company will have a solid legal foundation. Step 7. Keeping your company's records in order. Now, let's talk about something that might not seem so exciting, but it is absolutely essential. Keeping your company's records in order. Good record keeping is not just about staying organized. It's a legal requirement. So, what kind of records do you need to keep? First, you need to maintain records about the company itself, including details about directors, shareholders, and company secretaries. If there are any shareholder votes or resolutions, you'll need to document the results. Also, have you promised to repay any loans or made any indemnities? Those need to be recorded too. And don't forget about share transactions. Every time someone buys shares in your company, it needs to be documented. Sounds like a lot, right? but keeping these records up to date will save you time and trouble later on. You'll also need to keep financial and accounting records. This includes tracking your income, expenses, and payroll. If you're feeling overwhelmed, don't worry. You can hire a professional like an accountant to help manage this. Another important record to keep is the register of people with significant control. This ensures that your company remains transparent and compliant with the law. HM Revenue and Customs may conduct compliance checks that make sure you're paying the right amount of tax, so having your records in order is crucial. Remember that you're required to keep these records for at least 6 years from the end of the last financial year they relate to, and in some special cases, even longer. It might sound like a lot of work, but with the right systems in place, it can be manageable. And keeping good records will help your business run smoothly and avoid any legal issues down the road. Step number 8, registering your company. You've made it to the final step, registering your company. This is the moment when your construction business officially comes to life. So, how do you go about it? First, you'll need to register your company with Companies House. This involves providing a registered office address and email address. The registered office address doesn't have to be where you work, but it needs to be a physical location in the UK where official documents can be sent. You'll also need to provide a standard industrial classification code which describes the nature of your business. For a construction company, this might include codes related to building construction or specialized construction activities. Most people register for corporation tax at the same time as they register with Companies House. But if you don't, make sure to register your company for corporation tax separately with HMRC after you've registered your company. And here's the exciting part. You'll receive a certificate of incorporation. This document is a proof that your company legally exists, and it includes your company number and the date of formation. And with this document, it's official. You're now the owner of a construction company. But remember, this is just the beginning. Running a successful business involves ongoing management and compliance, so make sure you stay on top of things. If you followed all these steps, you're in a great position to launch and grow your construction business in the UK. Ready to take the next steps towards success? Let's make your business thrive. Starting a construction company in the UK might seem like a lot of work, but by following these steps, you can set up a solid foundation for your business. You now have the knowledge and tools to get started. Just remember that the choices you make at each stage will have a lasting impact on your business. So take your time and make informed decisions. And remember, if you want to make the setup process even easier, consider using First Formations. They are the experts in UK company registrations and can have your business up and running in just 24 hours. Then you can focus on what you do best. I hope this video was helpful and I wish you all the best with your business journey. See you in the next video. Bye.